What's up? Early bird gets the worm, baby. Everybody was like, Sino, we thought you was gonna do a live last night. Nah, Sino saw this and went right to bed. I saw this and had to get some rest. And the reason why I had to get some rest is because I was tired. I've been up all day working, doing all this stuff. So watching The Last Dance was more of a retelling of what I already know. So for the rest of the world, who are the younger generation, this was more for you. But I've told this story many of times. So we might get to see something new down the road, but the first two episodes, I really have discovered that a lot of it, is still yet to come. When I was first checking out the show and everything else, I said, wow, this is going to give us some never before seen information. All of this right now is so far they're milking it for everything it's worth. And so far it's been the Michael Jordan show mixed with it's been the Michael Jordan show mixed with the Scottie Pippen show. And then they're gonna make it what? A 10-part series. Now we got episodes 3 and 4 coming up on next Sunday. So they're milking this thing for what it's worth. When I first saw Michael Jordan do the whatever it is that they were doing, I said to myself, all right, here's the rundown. They're going to tell us a rehashing of Michael Jordan's legacy and build that into the Bulls. But I see when you're going to stretch something 10 episodes, I knew we're not going to really get to the gist of anything quick. So they're going to give us Jordan's story. They gave us Scottie Pippen. Only thing I did learn is a lot about Scottie Pippen's family. They didn't really go, they went into his immediate family, the people who he didn't really stay with. But he ended up kicking money back to his mom and dad, so I can understand that. But they didn't go into the family that he stayed with while he was in Central Florida. Well, there's a lot of things going on at the time, so I know. Tell me about it. Why did he sign that contract? Well, he explained why. I've already again something else we've discussed. Scottie Pippen signed that contract. It was the worst contract in sports. But at that time, the way the NBA was when he signed it, it was like, okay, you got security. You got 18 million for 7 years. Man, that's a great deal. Now you got security for the rest of your playing career. Now, the owner told him don't sign the contract. Jordan signed a contract like that. When he got there, Jordan didn't have the best contract in the world. Jordan contract was terrible too. But he played his contract out. But he had Nike money. So he had money coming in from Nike. And that Nike money was substantial. Absolutely. I never saw Jordan as the way that the rest of the world saw him during the Bulls era. I grew up here in Chicago and I hated the Bulls. Hated the Bulls. I hated the Bulls. I hated the Bulls. I mean, when this thing went off and they played that Bulls music, oh, that just drives me insane. I cannot stand the Chicago Bulls. Could not stand Jordan and the Bulls at all. Detroit Piston fan, born and bred, baby. Now, my thing was this. And it's pretty weird, but it's like this. I never liked Michael Jordan growing up. Never liked him as a ball player. I knew he was an offensive juggernaut, don't get me wrong, but I knew that guy can't win. I said that guy's not going to be able to win the championship playing the way he's playing. I knew. So when you see me, you see somebody who's a realist. So when I tell you this, I'm telling it to you from a pure perspective, not as a fanboy. Because people are going to be, you're from Chicago. I'm a Piston fan, bad boy Piston fan. So I'm giving you the real. I never liked Michael Jordan growing up. Never rooted for him one game that he played for the Chicago Bulls. But I respected and knew what he was. He was a problem. He was somebody you had to worry about and game plan for. If you didn't, you were going to suffer the same fate a lot of these teams did. Because he could single-handedly defeat you. You turn around, he got 45. And you're like, man, what's going on here? That's how dangerous he was. So you wanted to make sure you contained him as much as possible to try to make his scoring just be in spurts, but you could control the flow of the game. And what happens is the rest of the team, they end up following and watching the show. And you control them, and he had no one else to really help him out because the game has always been about 5. So I watched that and I knew, I said, that guy can't win. I need some garnet popcorn. Yeah, in Chicago, they just call it downtown popcorn. Because that was the only place you could get it, was downtown. You got the cheese, the butter, and the caramel popcorn all in one. Get some downtown popcorn. Oh, don't forget to hit the like button, folks. I mean, the way it was shot and directed, it was nice. But the way they're doing it, ESPN, they're dragging this out. They're rehashing all this old stuff that had no meaning. Like we've already been there. The Jordan story, we pretty much done heard almost everything here so far. But there is a new audience that hadn't seen or don't really know too much about it. So for them who came up in the Kobe era, they basically was just learning about the Bulls when they were ending. Then there's some that don't know at all what it was actually like. Exactly. So when I tell you it's from the heart. Michael was an entirely different entity. And watching this program, I really didn't learn anything new from my perspective. But for somebody who was watching it, let's say for the first time, and they were watching this, if they saw this, they would know, wow, Michael Jordan is, man, what the guy they said he was. But they really didn't show him really be too hard on the teammates. Maybe when we'll watch it when it's over, you could probably feel that way, but he's not really saying nothing really crazy. Even though I know he can. There's it's hard to gauge it right now. So the first episode explains to you who Michael Jordan was. It gave you a look into the character, the attitude, which I possess. I possess that same attitude Michael Jordan possessed. But I never liked him and rooted for him because he wasn't on my team. But I understood the mentality. Because I have the same energy, same drive. Isaiah Thomas have it. Magic Johnson have it. Larry Bird have it. They have a competitive fire to compete, to battle. It's hard for those people to quit something that they're involved in. That's why Michael Jordan to this day won't touch a basketball. Because he might have the fire to want to try to come back and play in the NBA again. That's how competitive he is. But what I was watching after the 2 series was over, I wanted to see the responses from the people. I wanted to see the public responses before I make a video. I said, I don't want to just jump out there and be first and get a bunch of views off that. I want to see what the general public is saying about this. And what's crazy is that the city of Chicago, man, my gosh, we just nuts. These people who was around for the Jordan era, they act like we're back. Like the Bulls are back in the NBA Finals or something. They bringing out Bulls clothing. It's all this. Yeah, it's going down tonight. I'm like, dude, they just showing the last season. It's highlights. You dummy. You're not winning a championship. Oh my gosh, people bringing out their old 1998 t-shirt. Yeah, it's going down tonight. We back, baby. I'm like, Bulls fans. When they had the bad boy 30 for 30, the bad boy Pistons, I was excited to watch it, but I wasn't that crazy. I got to take that in consideration that there's no sports, but it is sports. I got all these games coming on TV. I just watched the Golden State Warriors Spurs game. I can go on YouTube, got a full games. I've watched the whole 1998 Detroit Pistons Chicago Bulls finals. I don't know what everybody else talking about. But see, I respected what Michael Jordan was. And I respected him more when he played for the Wizards than he did for the Bulls. I respected Michael more as a Washington Wizard than I did when he was a Chicago Bull. Absolutely. He earned my respect more as a Washington Wizard. And that was because Michael Jordan showed me something when he played for the Wizards. Because the league didn't want him back. When he went to play for the Wizards, the league did not want that. They did not want Michael Jordan to come back and have everybody getting back clamoring around Michael again. They were just getting back to the point where the league was thriving and didn't need Michael Jordan to come back. So David Stern was against it, but it was nothing he could do. You know, the Washington Wizards owner and everything. So now that should be in the Last Dance. We'll probably tell that story. But I've covered mostly everything that they just talked about right now. Nothing that they've talked about and spoke about, I haven't covered. So I'm waiting to see where we're going to get to something other than. But for a first person who didn't watch my videos and watch this program, and thank you, Brandon Norman, for your Cash App donation. I appreciate that. Live from Japan. That was, and he liked the video I did before the Last Dance. Uh, when you start seeing things like this and seeing the format on how it takes place and how it was going down, you start to understand the mentality of a player. And Michael Jordan and Jerry Krause, their relationship where it soured. I mean, that story's been told already, 1,000 times over. But there might be some new audience and new fans who haven't seen it. So for their mind's sake, for their ease, they get to see it all on one big layout. They promoted this thing like it was the Avengers. I'm like, I thought this was Avengers Endgame. The way I saw this promotion, like this is all we got to watch. So the first episode was great. I think they finally gave Jerry Krause his just due because I think he deserved it. They just showed Michael's drive to play and how the ownership felt about it and everything else. But Jerry Krause built the team, and like I did my video talking about Jerry Krause versus Krause versus Phil Jackson. I did that video. And YouTube is mysteriously sabotaging any video that I do talking about the Chicago Bulls or anything else because they want their Last Dance to be out there. So they don't want nobody watching my videos or nothing else but wait for the Last Dance, so they're going to sabotage my stuff. Okay, I get it. It's business. I mean, look, it is what it is. Michael Jordan is a great basketball player, one of the best in the world. It is what it is. But he proved a lot to me playing with the Wizards because he went against the league and he went out there and he did it. He did some things playing for that team that people didn't think he could even do anymore. And he was at 40 playing against guys that's 22 and 19 years old, and at 40 he's out there giving it to these guys. And these the Tracy McGrady's. you know I mean, these guys, he beat Kobe Bryant in the Lakers. With Shaq in a Wizards jersey. you know Kobe came and lit them up and scored like 40 something and a half the next time he played, but it was on. I never thought of it that way, Coco Loco. Jerry Cross, they never agreed with nothing Jerry Cross did. Michael Jordan wanted to get Rod Higgins back on the team. Jerry wouldn't let that happen. Because he felt like, look, I'm not here to put Michael's buddies on the team. I'm trying to build some people here that can help us out. So he went and got Dennis Hobson on the team from the New Jersey Nets. Mike was furious about that. Mike wanted Rod Higgins on the team. So if they didn't win it in 91, they would have lost Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan would have went to probably the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics were very keen on signing Michael Jordan. They wanted Michael to play for the Boston Celtics. A lot of things you don't know that this thing probably ain't going to get into. Episode 2, I felt had a little bit more depth to it because nobody really went into a Scottie Pippen story the way they did because he's Scottie Pippen. He's Michael Jordan's role guy. But you got to see a lot about Scottie and how he became such a ball handler, and why it came second nature to him to handle the ball the way he did because he was actually a short guy who just grew 5 inches. He was like a 6'1" point guard who ended up becoming 6'7", 6'8". Reminds you of another guy named Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was a guy like that who was holding, had the ball, being a point, and being a two guard, and then he just kept growing. But he still had his skills as a two guard. So he never was a center. He never was a big man. He don't play the five. He's never really played it. He's always played on a guard. So that's why he positions himself out there on the top of the key, shooting threes and play like a guard sometimes because that's where he was. Scottie deserves more credit. He's a system player to me. Scottie ain't not the kind of guy you can put on a team. He's a complimentary player. He's a role player. He's not somebody you build a franchise around. You ain't gonna say, all right, we got Scottie Pippen. Now we gotta go build around Scottie. No, it don't work that way. Scottie's the guy you bring on the team to help the franchise player. Jordan is the franchise player. Scottie is the other guy. He's Robin. You never gonna say, well, we got to give Robin some credit. Nobody says that. There's no Scottie Pippen logo. When they flash that thing in the sky, there is no Scottie Pippen logo in that sky. Thanks, Mac Parker. I'm aware of what Michael Jordan was. He was a stone cold killer on that court. So people watching this for the first time, they're gonna see that, man, okay, Jerry Krause really did his job. It's just that he's weird, a weird person. He annihilates people because he's got a tough job. If you understand your job is to trade players, being a general manager, you're around these guys and you got to tell somebody they got to go. Firing somebody is not an easy thing. I've had to fire people. It's not a good feeling, especially when you know these people, and some of these people, it's personal. They've been in your house, they know your wife, your kids, and you got to tell them, hey, they got to move and go to some place like Buffalo. It's difficult. And now you get the people don't realize that until they're in their shoes. And I had to fire people before. So, and I never wanted to do something like that. So you always want to make sure you're doing the right thing for the right reasons. Man, you look at Mike. Mike living the good life. Look at him. Got a stogie, got his yak. And that's what Uncle Shannon be doing. Uncle Shannon got the MJ with that yak and that stogie with the holder with that retired belly, that retirement belly, baby. Mike didn't put in all his hard work. Now he can spend the rest of his life chilling. The war's out on the court. That stuff's over. Well, man, I mean, it was great to see the second episode I like better than the first. But that's just me. See, I'm trying to look at it through the eyes of you, the fans. If you're the fans and you're watching the first, it's just it's rehashing a lot. For those people, they're watching this for the first time, really. They don't really know mostly who Michael Jordan is. If you got people 16, 17 years old, they just born in the 2000 era. They don't really know Michael Jordan except for some of the highlights they've seen. They don't really know anything about the Bulls. So for them, this is like eye-opening, like, wow. Like, man, he was really good. But what's goofy is you seeing people my age is going on social media talking about yo, man, I told y'all about Jordan, man. Now y'all know. See, he can't never be here to go. I'm like, dude, my guys, calm down. If you need The Last Dance on ESPN to tell you Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James, then you need to have a seat. Because if you're using this as your argument, this is a highlight reel. Okay? Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, they all are light years ahead of LeBron. You don't have to show a clip. You don't even have to make an argument. It's done. The Last Dance is not going to prove Michael Jordan is better than LeBron. He's always been better than LeBron. The fact that LeBron can have his name mentioned in the same breath as Michael Jordan is an insult. LeBron has never been this guy. Nobody, he's never put the fear in hearts of anybody stepping on a basketball court. I don't remember anybody stepping on the court saying, I don't know how we're going to stop LeBron today. Really? I don't know how we're going to stop LeBron. We got a game plan against him. I feel I can guard LeBron right now. If I was in basketball shape, I feel like LeBron James would not get a damn basket on me. That's how I feel. You know, I got that attitude, so that's just me. But my basketball knowledge versus his, he wouldn't get the ball. He'll be so frustrated with my defense on him, he'll be on the free throw line. I didn't lose my mind. I'm perfectly in my mindset. You got to just hear me clearly. If I was in basketball shape, LeBron would have a very hard time scoring on me. LeBron cannot play off the ball. I would guard him 94 feet. Something he's not used to. That's not trolling. I'm dead serious. LeBron he can't blow by me. If I'm in basketball shape, hell no. He can't dribble. That ain't trolling. That's the truth. He would not get by me. I will lock him down. I'm 5'11" and will lock him down. Do you see Pat Bev? Pat Bev D'd him up. If Pat Bev can D this man up, don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. It's getting real now. If Pat Bev can D him up, what you think I'm going to do? Pat Bev is how tall? I'm 5'11". Pat Bev is from the west side of where? Chicago. And what do they do here in Chicago? We play defense. If I was in basketball shape, do you realize that he would not have a prayer going up against me? I'm dead serious. When he back up and go run to that three-point line like he finna get that running start, I'm running up on him. I'm running up on him. As soon as he back up, I'm running up. That's going to stop that momentum, that freight train from going. See, we know how to play defense. I know how to play defense. I know how to move north and south, east and west. I know how to get around the screen. I know how to go above or under. I know when to do all of this. He would have to drive the ball on me, and he's going to have to drive it. He's not going to get a running start to drive on me. So I'm going to take the wheels off the train. If the train don't have momentum, what good is the train? He's going to have to pass the ball away. He's going to have to be a set shooter. I'm going to take away his angles. I'm going to take away his lanes. I'm going to get under him. See, that's what you do. You guys don't realize how to play the game. I do. My knowledge of basketball is too great for him. So I know what he likes to do. And that's when you got knowledge of the game, you can use that to take away other people's strengths. LeBron don't have the type of strength to where if you take away the things that he like to do, you neutralize him completely. He's a neutered dog. He cannot do anything after that. You take away his strengths. If you take away something from Michael, he got about 3-4 other things he could do. If you take away one thing from Kobe, Kobe can do four different things. And again, I'm saying if I was in basketball shape, you might have missed the first part of the conversation. If I was in basketball shape, he would not have a chance. This is why Dennis Rodman said he could easily guard LeBron James because he doesn't have any moves. We know what that means. I know what that means. You guys might think it's a joke because you guys are in this new age where you don't even have to have a damn move to score 20 points a game. You had to have something in your bag of tricks. What Pat Bell said, easy. No problem. None. Ain't no problem guarding him. None. Zero. Once again, I said if I was in basketball shape. No, I like the fact that they showed the story about Pippen. So episode 2 to me was better than episode 1. Episode 1 to me was just a rehashing of all these things I knew about Michael, but for some people who probably didn't know about Michael, this was eye-opening for them. For me, this was entirely different. Everybody did. I mean, that was part of the problem. And that happened started in like 94. In 1994, 95, you started to see a change in the league, so around that time the money differentials was crazy. People were coming in getting very lucrative deals as rookies, and they haven't done anything yet. So the veterans were opposing this. Because there were players coming through the league. Glenn Robinson came through, signed a $60 million deal. Somebody was signing an $80 million deal. They was coming in the league getting this money. So they ended up coming up with a rookie salary cap. The players, because the veterans is like, look, we built this league. And here's these guys coming in and they have improved the damn thing and they're walking away with $30-40 million. It don't make any sense. I mean, Scotty need to get a new dye job. Whoever dyed his hair for this episode, they need to be fired. Because this was done before the lockdown. They filmed this way before the lockdown. So what Scotty should have done was definitely have the person professionally dye his hair for the episode, because he got all that gray under there. And I'm like, man, Scotty. Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. Scotty a hater? Of course he is. He's a bitter man, He always felt he was better than what he actually was. So that's just what it is. They didn't kind of go into it here, and they might go into it later on, So we'll have to see. I don't really know how far they're gonna go into this, but they didn't go into the. It's kind of getting there, but I'm gonna see what they do. It's only the second episode, but I'll tell you in advance. That episode with Scotty battling Jerry Krause. You kind of saw that season was a dissension with Michael and Scotty. Michael didn't agree with how Scotty was handling it. He thought he was being unprofessional and just selfish, like he said. I thought he was being selfish at the time. And Scotty was hurt because he felt like you were out here you're backing Phil Jackson, saying that if Phil don't play, if he ain't here, I'm not gonna be here. You went all the way out and did that, but you didn't really campaign for Scottie Pippen. And Pip feel like you ain't do that for me. And now I'm waiting to see if they go down that alley. See, look at that. You see what I'm saying? Look how Scotty out here with that gray under there. Scotty, come on. Come on, Scotty. You on national TV. This thing finna go around to millions of people. You out here looking like Norm Van Leer. Rest in peace, Norm. But come on now. They could have gotten your hair right. This was before the lockdown. This is before the lockdown, Scotty. Come on now. You see that? How you come out there like that? That don't make no sense, Scotty. Now, Scotty made his money. For some reason, I was kicked out. So you know what that is. People woke up and decided, let's sabotage me today. You know what that was about. I mean, he's had a rough go at it. But Scotty got his money. He went to the Houston Rockets. They did a sign and trade. They moved him to the Houston Rockets. He got his 30-some million dollars. So they did right by Scotty. They sent him over there with Charles Barkley, Akeem Olajuwon, and he got $30 million. YouTube don't like Cub fans. Obviously. So the first two episodes, like I say, they slow playing you. I'm going to see how well they go deep into a lot of these different issues. Because Michael and Scotty were not vibing in that last season. As I did do the truth behind the Michael and Scotty's situation. I did a truth behind all these things. Tony Kukoc made more money than Scottie Pippen. Luke Longley made more than Scottie Pippen. He was the sixth player. It was like five other players. Michael Jordan. Everybody was making more than Scotty. That's not going to go over well with Scotty. They showed you Scotty was second in every category and led the team in assists. Yet, he was the sixth in the salary. But the fault lies on Scotty Pippen. That's not ownership's fault. You signed the contract. And like Ronzo said, don't come to me talking about renegotiate. What we going to renegotiate for? Oh, no. Doggone it. They done got somebody else with the coronavirus. I wonder if that's the old man. He went away the last time. Oh, man. This is bad. Yeah, we already had some people go down from the virus around here. Well, you got to realize when he signed that contract, that was considered a big deal back then. Do you know Michael Jordan made $2.8 million a year from the Chicago Bulls? So you got to understand that wasn't a big salary. Then he went to his bump sent him up to 3.2 million. So when his first years, those first 3 championships, Mike was making 3.2 million a year. But he was making like 40 million a year from Nike. Oh man. This is bad. But I got to get out of here. Oh, absolutely. Because the way we saw it was how how it is. It's crazy. Scotty signed that contract. The owner said he told him not to sign it. He wanted security right away. He was like, I don't want to risk getting hurt. He should have signed a 4-year deal. 7-year at that point. Should have signed a 3-4-year deal. Took less money or whatever. Then when the value hit, then you would have got paid. But the Bulls wouldn't have won 6 championships. So if he didn't sign that crazy deal, Bulls would not have 6 championships. And I'm telling you this as a Piston fan. I can't stand the Bulls. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm speaking as genuinely and truthfully as possible. There's a lot of people, oh, you just a Bulls fan. Nope. Never rooted for the Bulls a day in my life. Everybody know that about me. So the first 2 episodes is, in my opinion, The second one was better than the first one. But maybe we'll pick it up now. I think the third one will probably be better. Because I think that's when we're going to get to the bad boys. The Dennis Rodman episode. So we'll chop it up later. Deuces.